Welcome back. Welcome back. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday, March the 28th, 2026. It's been a long week, fast week, but long week. I wasn't able to do a live yesterday, but I'm doing a live today, getting some updates on the situation at hand in the world. What's up, AWB? Shout out to you, man. What's up, Dusty? Hello from my igloo in Canada. Shout out to you, Dusty. Hopefully it's starting to warm up out there. Right. Appreciate y'all joining, man. So if y'all don't know, a lot of things I've been forecasting, a lot of things I've been predicting, they're coming to as far as the market, they're coming to fruition. They're starting to manifest. Right. So I've been calling for the markets to come down, and they're coming down slowly but surely. And the tension is building up. It's a lot of propaganda out there, right? You really don't know what's real and what's not. But they leave fingerprints and clues, so we can kind of like put the pieces together and kind of speculate on what's going to happen next. Right? What's going to happen next? Who all we got in the building, man? Make sure y'all get a roll call. Let me see who's all in the building. Shout out where you from. City, state, country, region. I'm going to be getting into the, pretty much going to cover all the markets and pretty much kind of forecast where I see the markets, where they're trying to go next. And I did say my last live stream, I believe that was Thursday, I did a live stream. I did say I would not be surprised if oil closes above $100, and yes, it did on the last day of the week. So for me, that's a telltale sign of what's to come next. Stock market's coming down, hitting targets that we've been forecasting for months. So that's pretty much, what I've been forecasting. AWB, Gulf Coast in the house. Shout out to the Gulf Coast. The Gulf Coast. Hopefully not the Gulf Coast in the Middle East, right? Hopefully not that Gulf Coast. Hopefully the Gulf Coast in other regions. Right, I'm not going to keep y'all too long tonight, but you can see there's red everywhere. Pretty much $5 trillion wiped out of the stock market in 30 days within the month. The month of March has been bloody. Whole lot of money being liquidated out the market in the month of March, right? And I think April, we're going to see who's the fool in April, right? We're going to have a lot of April fools out here, especially my crypto people, right? Whole lot of April fools. I'm just teasing, bro. I'm just teasing with y'all. But a whole lot of people that's going to be looking like fools come April, right? Whole lot of fools come April. So yeah, man, 5 trillion wiped out of the stock market. We're not talking about every market. We just talking about the stock market. We're not even talking about the commodities, right? We're not even talking about gold and silver. Those markets have been getting liquidated, especially with all those retail traders and people that invested at all-time highs. They getting burnt right now too. But you already know those things are going to go back up, right? Those things are going to climb back up. We're going to get into the headlines. I'm going to get into some of the news of this end of week. And I think the tensions, right? There's a lot of things going on. A lot of things I've been missing. I haven't been really tapped in with every piece of news. That's why I need some AI assistants on my team, so they can track all this stuff for me, because I'll be honest, I'm not no robot. I'm not no machine. And I can't keep up with every piece of news that comes out. Right? I can't keep up with every piece of news. So what I want to review first, right? I'm going to get into the markets as we go, but let's come over here to the headlines. I'm on X. If you haven't subscribed to me on X, come to my page. Y'all come over here and subscribe to me on X, right? If y'all want to join the Patreon is right here, right? Click the link in the description. You can tap into the Patreon. I'll do mentorship, and I got lessons that go in more in depth. 1 second. What's up, TZ? What's good? We got Virginia in the building, VA. And we ain't talking about the VA the military VA. We talking about the VA Virginia, right? Let's come over to X. Let's get out some news out the way, some things. So these things help me, you know, they kind of align with how I'm able to forecast the market, because the markets aren't just, it's one thing. First of all, if you listen to me, you know they're not random, right? The markets aren't random. They're algorithmic. They're programmed, right? And me as an analyst, as a technician of the markets, I'm able to see that. I'm able to utilize that to my advantage. And also there's a geopolitical and political narratives behind the market, right? So you can also keep up with the news, right? So let's start right here, and I'm gonna come back to some of these articles, right? Come back to some of these things. New York City, what's going on in New York City, man? What is going on, right? So New York City is proposing a World Economic Forum inspired law, that would require a blackout to put in place to save the energy grid. Now, what the hell is this about? Known as the Dark Skies Project Act. So what's going on in New York? The Dark Skies Project Act, it would require businesses and residents to turn off non-essential lighting between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. If passed, Times Square would be exempt from the law. So they're talking about pretty much cutting out the lights in New York. Let me play this right quick. And what y'all think about New York City going black? I wouldn't want to live in New York City with no lights. And this ain't never been a problem trying to save energy. Of now all of a sudden it's becoming an energy crisis. So are they turning the energy crisis that we're seeing abroad into a thing over here? So let's play this video.
Lawmakers in New York City are trying to pass a new bill that some critics are calling a criminal's dream. It would force the businesses, residents, and iconic landmarks to go completely dark from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. The goal is to save energy, avoid light pollution, help migratory birds. Not everyone is on board. One ex-user reacted to the legislation, writing, quote, "Criminal gangs approve this message."
Sure.
Yeah. Another writing, good, then criminals can maraud the populace under cover of darkness as intended. Gosh, who comes up with these ideas?
I have an idea of where this came from. Remember when he went to the prisons to visit with prisoners recently? The mayor did?
Yes.
I think he crowdsourced that idea over there. Because
Anybody got
it? Yeah, whatever. But New York City, you know, they try to make light of a situation. You know, New York might be the next California, right? If it's not already. I wouldn't want to be in New York right now, right? So New York City trying to cut the power off. To my crypto people, right? To my crypto people. Now I got to laugh at you right quick. I'm a crypto person as well, so I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about myself as well. But look at this, right? My portfolio and me, you know what I'm saying? Is this not a real representation of what's going on with your portfolio right now? And you just sitting there, you know, you're going to just go down with the couch, right? You're just going to burn with the couch. So your crypto portfolio, you know, is burning, right? So I think that's a little humorous. USS Tripoli, the USS New Orleans, and roughly 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit have arrived in the Middle East, according to the New York Times. So here it is, you know, we got the New York, you know, we got the military, the Marines arriving, right? So I'm thinking top of April, right? AWB. Boss Maxie will say the fire is the rise of the phoenix. Oh yeah, you damn right, bro. You just sit through, burn a little bit, right, and then you're gonna rise. So you trying to burn and then rise with the phoenix, nah. But U.S. Marines are arriving in the Middle East. To me, this is like, by this right here, this is, the markets are already pricing in. To me, the markets are already pricing in what's about to go down over there, right? Just this right here. Now, let me tell you, the markets are already pre-programmed. They're already moving ahead of time. They're already staging the markets for their next move. And then after the markets move and stage, then you start seeing stuff like this, these patterns, right? So it's not random. These things are predictable. It's only the sleep and the sleep people that can't pick up on this shit. Like, but us people that's woke and aware and conscious, we can see this shit playing out before it happens. So the market's already made a major move as if something happened. We didn't close Friday with nothing major as far as like shifting, some type of shifting event. But here it is. Next day, we get these announcements. 2,500 more Marines. Tensions are building up over there. They're setting the stage, right? They're setting the stage. If y'all just joining, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? We're trying to tie in these financial markets to what's going on. So with that being said, the tensions are rising over there in the Middle East. Let's come over here and look at, what we want to go look at. Let's go look at the dollar first. The dollar index, right? So the dollar index for the past few weeks have been very bullish, right? The dollar is rallying with strength. So anytime there's war and conflict, the dollar normally gains strength. And that's what we've been seeing in the dollar index. And we rallied pretty strong the past 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, pushed higher, and the dollar is bullish. Now I need to zoom out. On the dollar on the weekly. This is a weekly time frame. We close bullish. So going into next week, I can definitely see us opening up, pushing higher, right? This is right here. I'm looking for this to become a bullish order block right here. But we're going to push higher, probably aim for these previous days highs or previous weeks highs. And my next target for the dollar was right here, right? I can see the dollar pushing up at least minimum right there. Now, something really flash in the pan crazy happens, then the dollar probably could come up to this level right here, right? Let me go out to the monthly. So right now, yeah. So on the monthly time frame, y'all in the chat that keep up with my TA, right? What is this right here on the monthly? I can definitely see the dollar reaching for this. Excuse me. I can definitely see the dollar reaching for this. For any little conflict that goes on, it's gonna push that dollar higher, right? What's up, Ed? Appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate you joining. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? Yes, AWB. That's a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency on the monthly. We got 2 days left in the month, right? By the time we start next week, we're going to be in April. So 2 days left in the month, we pushing higher, right? I could see us closing. I'm not even concerned about the next 2 days. I could just see us opening up in April. So y'all in my Discord, y'all set up your charts for the upcoming month. Be prepared. We already rolled over to the new contracts, but set up for the next month. Start fresh. Right? Start fresh. Yes, TZ Sibby. So I can see us opening up, right? So one thing you also want to look at this wick right here. You know what I'm saying? Look at this wick back from May 2025. You kind of want to look at that. But right now, I'm bullish on the dollar coming up to that level right there. That's what I want to see. The current range on the dollar, there's many different ranges, but if you want to highlight some ranges, let's see. You could take these equal lows down here. I'm still neutral on the dollar, but I can see it. It's 50-50. You have to go out to higher time frames. I'm not going to do that right now to save time, but you would have to go out to higher time frames to pretty much. Let me go and show it. Let me show you. If you go out to like a 3 month, right? I think I looked at a 12 month. All right, this is a yearly time frame for the dollar, right? So if you look at a 12 month for the dollar, right? Look at a 12, not a 12 minute, 12 month, right there. So on the 12-month time frame, and you have to do this on your own. I'm not going to do it all right now, but on the 12-month time frame, which every one of these candles take a year, right? 1 year to complete. From that swing high right there down to this swing low right there, right? That's a Dillon range. That's a multi-decade Dillon range. And when I highlight that Dillon range, right, you can see where the dollar is at from this long-term perspective. It's in a premium. So the dollar still might be bearish, but right now, because of the war and conflict, you know, they're kind of flashing it higher, right? They're flashing it bullish. And any little small movement with the dollar, it can influence all the markets around the world because it's the dollar. Everything is priced in dollars. It has the most influence out of everything in the world as a currency. And everybody has to do business with this dollar, right? So right now it's in a premium on a 12-month time frame. And then you start working your way down. From a 12-month, you go down to a 6 month. So every 2 candles is every candle is 6 months. So when you zoom down, it's almost like you go from a daily to a 4 hour for y'all in my Discord. We go from a daily down to a 4 hour, but I'm going from a 12 month to a 6 month. You can see what it looks like. It's more refined, right? It's more clear as a chart. And you can see we're clearly in the premium. You can see the premium side of the range. Look over to the left. You can see the inefficiencies. I'm not going to mark them out on the 6 month, right? And then you go down from a 6 month down to a 3 month. You're getting a real thorough top-down analysis. And you can see that the dollar has been in this range since 2000, the year 2001. Since the year 2001, they probably had a 30-year plan. Do y'all listen to what I'm saying now? Once didn't the world change in the year 2000? Once we crossed over in 2000, nothing else was the same. It's like they dropped The Matrix. Let me go look this up right quick, right? The movie The Matrix. The Matrix. Some movies might be different from y'all, but I feel like The Matrix was a telltale sign of what was to come. This shit is crazy to me. What year did The Matrix come out? Look at this. March, this month, right? This month, March 1999, right? March 1999 is when the movie The Matrix was released. All right. And once we crossed over into the year 2000, nothing else was the same, because what was after 2000? 9/11 happened, 2001. Ever since that day, everything, look, we didn't have smartphones in 2000, right? The iPhone really came out in like 2008. AWB, yes, the world did change from 2000. The 90s was much fun. Yep. The 90s was analog, right? We were still in the analog age in 1990. But this movie right here foreshadowed everything that we're seeing today, right? If you didn't watch the movie The Matrix, I don't know what hole you've been in, right? This is one of the most legendary movies of all time, right? I remember being a kid watching this and I couldn't stop watching it because I was just like, look at this motherfucking Neo dodging bullets. He was just dodging bullets, right? And I was always fascinated with the karate and the combat and the machines so this movie was already predictive programming, artificial intelligence, robotics, and putting people into the Matrix. And AI, pretty much, if y'all didn't know, AI was the robots, the machines. The robots and the machines were AI. They took over mankind and they locked all the humans into the Matrix, right? And kind of like compare that to what we living in now, right? And I think I didn't think we was gonna bend the line of going into the actual Matrix, right? I didn't think we were gonna have Terminators walking around. And if y'all didn't know, the sequel, the series, The Terminator is the pre-series to the Matrix. If y'all didn't know that, go just do your own research. The Terminator was I forgot what's the term, but it was the movie series before the Matrix. So the Terminator, the Rise of the machines took over, then they put you into the Matrix. There you go. If you didn't know that, the same author created the Matrix and the Terminator. So yeah, the prequel, I appreciate it. So here we are. What's up, Jay Manson? What's up, Mom Spaghetti? Shout out to y'all. So back to my point, the year 2000, none of this shit been the same. So when I come to the dollar chart, right? When I come to this chart right here, and I'm seeing that we have been in this not random range since the year 2001. Since we crossed over to 2001, nothing has been the same. And this range that the dollar has been in on this higher time frame it's been in this range since 2001. This, up, down, it's in the premium, and it's just been consolidating, right? Back and forth. So I feel like they've been having a 30-year plan since 2000. And if you somebody who plans and you strategic, you're gonna have a window. Cause look, we on the cusp. I mean, we're here right now. We're on the cusp of the rise of machines and artificial intelligence and quantum computers, right? We here. We are here already. I just seen something saying like, hey, we're warning y'all about ChatGPT, right? They're lying about this shit. There's some other shit going on with ChatGPT and these AI things that we're using on a day-to-day, right? So I'm just saying, bro, we here, and I'm not pushing fear. I'm ready for it, because guess what? They told us about it, right? Now I'm not ready to go into the Matrix. Nah, I'm not taking the pill or putting the Oculus glasses on. You're not putting me in the Matrix. I feel like we're already living in the Matrix in the physical, but I'm not going into the computer. Like I think that's where they want to take us. Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe. If you're just joining, I'm tying the markers in to current events. These markers to me are the matrix, right? These markers right here are the matrix. Why do you think my candles are black and green? It wasn't the movie The Matrix? Look at the theme, right? Black and green. So when I seen this movie, right, those colors stuck with me, right? The black and green, the matrix, the numbers, the code. So when I'm looking at these markets, excuse me. When I'm looking at these markets, I'm seeing the code, right? The markers aren't random, they're coded. I always tell y'all they're coded. So if they're coded and I'm Neo in the Matrix, I can see past what's going on. I can see it. And some of y'all that follow me, y'all can see it. Y'all doing very well at the same time. Y'all doing very well. Now TZ. I want to show your not to get personal. I want to get your permission though. Just let me know in the chat. Can I show your stats and what you've been able to see? Just give me permission. And then I if you don't want me to do it, I won't do it. But I can show your progress. Right? AWB, boss. You know it's crazy that we're being told AI works will be different. Wait. Okay. Dusty, random. I'm getting a robot, but no matrix brain trip. So what I want to show y'all right quick, I'm gonna pull up TZ, right? I'm not highlighting, but one of my people that I'm mentoring, right? He's able to see the matrix. Like I'm trying to teach y'all how to see the matrix with these charts, right? And it takes time. It takes a lot of practice, right? It takes time. It takes a lot of practice. But over time, you start seeing it. It starts being revealed. And guess what? Once you see this shit, you can't unsee it. But you got to spend time with it to understand, hey, there's something that repeats in this market, kind of like the Matrix. Just like when the black cat, right? The glitches in the Matrix, where the glitches are in the market all the time, all day, every day. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So one of my mentees, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to show his progress. Where is it at? Let me pull this up. Right? So let's just look at the numbers, right? And this is not mine. This is somebody I've been mentoring, right? And we're going to look at like his progress, right? Let's go back. It says 2026. Let's go up. 2026. When does it start, right? 2025. Let's see right here. Okay, right here, right? So we're going to start right here at the bottom. Y'all see the bottom of this right here where my cursor is? So this person, we've been trading. We've been starting to trade. You can see the total number of trades, right? So when you start doing this, you're going to be impulsive. You're going to be aggressive, right? You're going to start off very you're trying to figure this shit out. It's very exciting. It's very fresh. It's very new. It's a challenge. But there's a lot of mental and psychological things that you got to go through. But when you first start, we can go back to let me say, what was this? October 2025. This person, right, started off taking 54 trades in a day? No, this is by month, right? So this is monthly statistics. So let's go back to October 2025, right? This person, went into the negative $1,100. All right, cool, right? Had a total of 93 wins and a total of 61 losses, but you ended up with 1,100, right? So that was October. Now let's look at November. November, right here, 2025. Same little, still trying to learn the process. You're going through learning curves, but you kind of still hit that negative, right? But okay, with some fine tuning, some mentorship, and just practice and a little bit more discipline, we start reducing what we're doing. We start refining what we're doing. So if you look right here, we go from 154 trades, then we go to 145 trades. Then we go to 137. So what we're doing is we're trying to reduce the amount of times you trade, right? And as we reduce the amount of trades and the frequency, you start to get a little bit better, right? 305, right? 305. Imagine you doing 31% in a month, right? Imagine doing 31% per month. Would y'all say that's good or bad? But, somebody might say, 305, that ain't no money. Just watch, right? That was in December. Now let's go to January 2025. Let's go to January, right? Is it January? Yeah, January. So we go to January and you can see how, we go from 137 trades to 90 trades. You can see the increase in your trades, right? I mean, your percentages are starting to go up. So we go from 31% to 52%. We're trading less. Our wins 47, losses 42. But you know, we made profitable. We was profitable. And then we slip a little bit the next month, right? We could slip a little bit and we overtrade, right? But guess what? We gonna learn from those mistakes, and we gonna come back the next month, which is April. And guess what? We can refine. We trade way less. We trade way less. And this is just time, right? Time just doing this with me or somebody who's gonna mentor you the right way. You're trading way less, but your win rate is going up. And you pretty much turn it around, right? And this is impressive. I enjoy looking at this stuff. What is this one right here? This is the weekly, right? So this up here was the monthly. Now let's go down to the weekly. You can see the weekly progress. You know, start off a little, you know, less frequency, but you can start to see the consistency going up over time. And this was all pretty much February going into March, right? February to March. You can see the weekly progress, right? Weekly progress. Look at this last week it had here recently, right? Do you see the progress? We only traded 24 trades for that week, $2,600, right? 14 wins, only on 14 wins, right? So I'm very proud of this person. I'm proud of you, TZ, you know. And then now look at the daily, right? Look at the consistency on the daily. Look at the consistency on the daily, right? Just being consistent, right? But that's all I want to show y'all, right? This is part of what I'm teaching y'all over here in my Discord, right? This is what I'm teaching y'all. I'm teaching y'all how to be consistent, catch your own fish, be your own mercenary in these markets, right? But it takes time. You got to be coached to do it. Don't worry about the dollar amount, right? The dollar amount is going to come. It's about trading less and having a high trade percentage, right? That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. Imagine doing 3 trades for $1,700, right? 3 trades for $1,700. So that's what I'm going over, right? So shout out to you, TZ. And that's a part of me telling y'all, tap out of the matrix, right? Tap into the matrix, which is these markets, learn what they're doing, and take advantage of it so you can help yourself and your family out, right? So that's what I'm all about. Yep. TZ32. Do you go live with the Patreon members each morning during market open? TZ32. Yes, I've been doing it, bro. I've been doing it. I pretty much, you know, and I don't have a large crowd neither, right? I kind of like, if you're going to be serious about it, you got to be serious about it. I don't do large crowds because it's a handful, but these people, I've been working with them. They've been with me for months and their consistency is going up, right? Consistency. So we got 2 TZs in here. That is crazy to me. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. So, okay, back to let's get back to the narrative. Let's pull it back. Give me 1 second. Let me grab some beverage and I'm gonna come right back, right? Let me grab a beverage. I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit. 1 second. All right, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. What's up, Lenny? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You went on tilt for that birthday week? Oh, okay. TZ, boss, how often do you see the fib to snipe entries off 50% level on NQ? Love doing it myself. Such elite precision. Shout out to you, TZ. I see it all the time, bro. This shit repeats all the time, over and over again. So the shit repeats all the time, right? So I see it all the time. You just shout out to you if you're able to pull it off, right? So what I was doing was I was looking at the dollar from this higher time frame, right? So the dollar, you got to kind of zoom all the way out because it's consolidating bad on lower time frames. So it's at a premium right now for the dollar. And right now, so this is the thing for me. If y'all don't know, whenever we draw this range and it's hanging out at the 50% level, it can be slightly above it. It can be slightly below it. Anytime it's slightly above or slightly below, I'm neutral, right? Because it's very ambiguous. It can go either way. We already traded up the premium, right? Traded over here into this SIBI. Look over here to the left. This is a 3-month time frame. We traded up into this bearish SIBI right here. Traded up into that. At a premium, we rejected lower. Now, every one of these candles take 3 months. So very long every quarter. So it's been since 2022 that we traded up into this and we rejected, consolidated. Now we're coming down and we had a premium. Right now we're just kind of retracing up. So anything can set the, countries are trying to go against the dollar, right? Everybody's trying to, we got the BRICS narrative. We got war, anything can collapse this dollar, right? So I don't trust the dollar, right? At all. I'm very sketched out. So it's something to watch though, because it influences every market. As long as the dollar stays indecisive, anything can happen. So that's my thing. If it comes down though, if the dollar just crashes, we got a lot of liquidity below us. You see these equal lows down here? A whole lot of sell side liquidity below the market, and we got a lot of liquidity right here on the discount side of the range, right? We got liquidity back from 2018. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I gotta take this phone call. Be patient with me. All right, I'm back. TZ, 50% level of 1 hour midpoint is amazing. Caught 95 points last week off it during the macro. Shout out to you, TZ. Shout out to you, TZ32. We got TZ06 and TZ32. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, that's my stance on the dollar. I'm neutral. They got sell side liquidity below it, and there's some minor liquidity above it. All right, so that's the dollar narrative. Now let's come back over to the headlines, right? Let's get through the headlines. And what I'm doing is, my goal is tying in current events, global events with current market conditions, because I feel like we're in the matrix and none of this shit is random. So we got the market crashing on Friday, and then here it is. Over the weekend, we're seeing escalation and news that's happening that can lead into going into April. So I think that's coordinated. I don't think that's random. So we got the U.S. Tripoli, the USS New Orleans, and roughly 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expedition. They're already staging over there in the Middle East. We're just adding more troops. Also, Iran allegedly got 1 million man ready to go. So, we got a lot of narrative building, but mainstream media ain't talking about it. So let's play this little video right quick. Let me play it.
According to a report coming out of the New York Times on the 28th of March of 2026, the 2,200 to 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit aboard the USS Tripoli and USS New Orleans have arrived in the Middle East as of 28 March of 2026. Now, this force that was redirected from the Indo-Pacific is being positioned to support operations aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz, which is the critical choke point that's responsible for about 20% of the global oil supply that Iran has largely closed off using fast boats, mines, and other tactics, including threatening people with UAVs and ballistic missiles. Now, this update was announced by the New York Times shortly after Yemen's Houthi rebels launched another missile and UAV attack on Israel, with the first confirmed wave already having happened and a second wave confirmed shortly after that. Now, so far, the United States has hit over 11,000 targets in Iran, destroying or damaging at least 150 vessels. But most analysts view this situation as definitely far from over, especially because there's an entire other Marine Expeditionary Unit en route on top of this one that's just arrived today.
So there y'all have it, man. More troops being deployed to the Middle East, right? More troops. Let's look closer. Holy, these go hard. So pretty much, you know, if there's like 1 million man and we only sending over a few thousand troops, we better be going in like this right here, right? We better be going on in with these armored suits and shit. That's the only way we're gonna get through a fight with these. And I do believe, don't get me twisted, I think they got this shit for real. They got the Iron Man suits. We just ain't rolled them out yet, right? They got them. They got them. Again, U.S. Department of Defense, Pentagon is planning a final major attack on Iran, which could include ground combat and heavy aerial bombardment. So they're going through with it, y'all. Y'all already know. So we already know. We know they're gonna go through with it. They're psychotic, right? They done lost their goddamn mind. They want the world to be destroyed with nuclear weapons. So they're gonna go all the way through with it. They just gotta build up their manpower, and they gotta figure out which way they're gonna go through with it. Cause you know we are using chat. We using Palantir, and we're using all kind of AI to assist us. And the AI, that's probably what they don't know. The AI already got the game plan. They already ran through 1 million scenarios, and they already know how they're gonna do it efficiently. But it's still a threat, right? We're gonna find out if AI is really that powerful, you know, when it comes to this. Because taking out 1 million men, that's not gonna be easy. Ain't nobody, listen, I'm gonna tell you now, unless we drop a nuclear bomb, nobody's running off into Iran, right? That's suicidal. Sending troops on the ground, we might can take strategic points, but running off into Iran, that's suicidal to me. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Again, United States is considering deploying ground troops in Iran. In response to Iran has issued a warning and released another video today. So, you know, Iranians, they're getting prepared. You know, it looks like the regime is still intact. What's up, Dorelli? The economy, right? The economy versus the stock market. So the stock market looks great, right? It's doing well, but behind the door, the economy is gutted out, right? It's dilapidated. So I think this is a real thing. Really, this is the stock market right now, and it's really headed to this right here, right? And I think it's already underway. So that's the stock market. MAGA, right? The MAGA. What's that? Yeah, MAGA. Man, I've been riding around, bro. I haven't been seeing so many MAGA decals like I used to. I've been riding around. There hasn't been many MAGA decals. Like, people are really stripping the MAGA off the decal. So, yeah, man. MAGA is turning their backs. All right. Look, check this out. This is the different type of drones from the U.S. to Iran and Israel. They're all drones. You know, they're different drones that they use. Right. I thought that was interesting. I mean, Israel drones are pretty much American drones. But I think that's interesting. Latest news, the U.S. war with Iran now has cost an estimated of $33 billion, and it's rising, right? $33 billion. Warning, 2008 recession signs are emerging again. This week, UBS told investors they cannot have their money back for 3 years. Damn. And this isn't any random entity. UBS is the world's largest private wealth manager, holding over $7 trillion in AUM. Let me see. Let me click on that. And this is the thing. Bears. Okay, I'm not gonna read all that, but there you go. You know, bank institutions, they're holding people's money. What y'all think about that in these times? So they already telling y'all, hey, y'all not gonna be able to get y'all money, right? And then the stock market is crashing, and then like people gonna need money. So it's getting real out there, right? Let's see what this guy got to say.
Listen, he went from 48 hours to 5 days, from 5 days to 10 days. Now, the 10-day mark is the magic number. Number one, he been sending troops by the thousands to the Middle East. Number two is he got to open the partial shutdown. The TSA workers got to get paid. The ICE workers got to get back out on the streets. Now, all this shit plays into one thing. He's gonna put boots on the ground, folks. The shit's gonna get brutal. He's about to send them soldiers into a meat grinder. And when the American people start seeing all those caskets come back, you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna flood the streets, protest like a motherfucker, and it's gonna get bad. You're gonna have a World War III going on over there, and you're gonna have a civil war right here in the United States. Listen what I'm telling you. He need them ICE agents back out on the streets. He need the National Guards. He need whatever left of the military that we got over here on the streets, because the American people don't believe in this shit. I'm telling you, man, how this shit gonna look. Right now, it's calm. We see a little bombs dropping here and there. You know what I'm saying? A couple soldiers then lost their life, and some of them hurt. They ain't giving us the real number. But you ain't seen the real thing yet that's about to happen. And that's what's going to tip this bitch over. Listen, man, you got some folks that was in high positions in the government that done left their positions to become whistleblowers. And they all got one thing in common, what they all say. You cannot win on the ground in Iran. But Mr. Hothead, Mr. Know-It-All, Mr. Businessman think he's better than everybody. He think he got the answer. You're about to see, folks. That's why I tell you, stack up on your shit. Keep your head on the swivel, because things is about to get bad, folks. I don't know how many ways to fucking tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's getting there. Y'all step out there. Get it out the mud.
Yeah, man, I can see it. I think people are hitting it, bro. I was having a random conversation today with a guy, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about gas prices, and he was like, man, we going to World War III. So it's people, American people are not asleep no more, bro. I think I'm gonna get into it. I didn't catch all the news today, but aren't people protesting? I'm gonna get into that here in a minute. Ain't they protesting nationwide? I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna get into it here in a second. But people are not naive no more. Like, you remember in 2001 when they hit the Twin Towers and shit, and they kind of like pulled that little trick over our eyes and shit, and everybody went for it. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I remember I got patriotic. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? People attacking us, but nah. People are the information age has ruined all that, right? Just paid $65 up in gas. So me personally, I was paying like $40, $35-ish, $40 for gas. And yeah, I'm over the $60 limit now. So I'm a little tight about that, right? So just paid $65 to fill up my gas tank, and $4 a gallon, at $4 a gallon. And this was in Florida. I also seen a truck driver, right? I seen a truck driver post. He spent $1,200 to fill up his fucking truck. Okay. So yeah, y'all think it's gonna get real, because guess what? Truckers are gonna go out of business because they cannot keep up with fuel. It's their overhead, right? They're not even breaking even at this point. So you'll be running your equipment for no reason. So you won't even be breaking even. So people are gonna have to park their equipment, and guess what? You're gonna have less and less food stores, food runs. So yeah, this is the big one, right? I think this is the big one. Echelon, yo, what's up, bro? What's up? It's an illusion. They about to accuse Iran of making Dion the power grid, or taking down the power grid. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, man. Yeah, they're gonna do something. They're staging it, right? So speaking of gas, let's come over here and look at oil, right? Let's look at the oil. So my last live stream, I think oil was like at $93. And I said, hey, it's going to close at $100 before the end of the week. And yeah, it closed at 101, right? $101. And let's go down to the weekly. Matter of fact, start at the monthly. On the monthly time frame, right, we're about to close in 2 days. So I'm kind of like filtering out these next 2 days for the market. And what I want to see is, it's going to be interesting, bro. Like, look at the staging events. They're staging troops over there right now. Right now, as we speak, right? They're staged, they're getting ready, they're prepared, they're ready for combat. And you see the protests, it's the last day of the month, and as soon as we crossed over, I think going into that, I think next week we see more burning down the house. I think next week we see more burning down the house. I think we see more going into April. I think we just see more just throwing gasoline on the fire, right? It's just gonna get worse. And what I'm looking at in this market right here is this candle ready to close and then April candle ready to open. What does April do? Does April open up very volatile like we seen in March? Right? March was just a teaser, but I have oil. I have oil coming up to this high right here for a liquidity draw. That's about 130, right? $130. I'm gonna keep saying this. And if it gets really crazy and long and drawn out, oil is going to be up here next. My next target over here, buy side liquidity. It's going to want to come up to this level right here, which is about $147. So you might as well round up to 150. Oil is going to hit 150. If oil hits 150, $150 a barrel, if they cannot open up the Strait of Hormuz because it's too dangerous, because I don't care how bad we are. I think we bad as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't say that. We bad as hell. But to open up that strait and not lose, a lot of people gonna have to die for them to open up that strait. If it come due to it. A lot of people gonna have to die. We got land, we got ocean mines, right? We got mines in the ocean. We got drones, we got artillery on both sides, right? So it's gonna be casualties trying to get that strait open, right? It's not gonna be a fair game. So as long as that happens, this market is gonna go crazy, right? And then let's say it starts to go down where they're trying to get it open, then that might take weeks. It might take a few hours. It might take a few days. It might take weeks. It might turn into months. We don't know. We don't know how long this shit gonna go. We don't know. But in that little window in time that it is happening, this market is gonna fly. And if oil goes up to $150 a barrel, guess what? Some economies are going to collapse, right? Some economies are going to collapse. And if economies collapse, it's going to be a trickle down effect worldwide. And then we're going to have that great reset that they want to have. It's the great reset, right? We got to go out with a bang. Dusty, $175 a liter up there. That's about $4.75 a gallon. God damn. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, right? So I got oil. I'm not even gonna lie. I see oil going to 150 minimum, right? I can see it going to 150. There's orders up here. So people that are putting their bets in their trades, they're speculating that this is going to go to $150 a barrel. And once it gets up there, they're going to cash out at $150. And guess what? They're going to keep moving. Smash that like button, subscribe. Where do y'all think oil is going? Y'all let me know in the chat. Where do y'all see oil going in April? Give me a quick price prediction. Oil at the end of April. Right now, here it is. The end of March, and I see it closing at $100 per barrel. But going into April, where do y'all see oil going? Right? At the end of April, where y'all see oil going? Let's come back over to the news, right? A strange term is being passed around in the world as we speak. Let's see what this guy. I don't know what he's talking about, so let me go and play it. Let me play this.
If you start to hear the term energy conservation lockdown in America, I want everyone in this country to know exactly why this happens. There was a lot of money invested in data centers. So these data centers, what do they need? Energy, right? We have to point the finger right now because we are reliant on other countries for oil. But here's the crazy part. If we start to hear this term thrown around, energy conservation lockdown, we need to point that finger at California. We need to point that finger at Mr. Gavin, because the reason why our oil refineries, we have less refineries, is because they had an oil spill. And he doesn't want to reopen those refineries in California. Meaning we have these things built so that we have more of this oil in production, but it's being shut off on purpose because you don't want an oil spill. So point that finger that way. I find it very, very odd that we're seeing a domino effect, because the reason I'm saying you might hear that in America, other countries are having energy conservation lockdowns right now. So why wouldn't it spill over to America? Especially when some of our refineries are purposely shut down. I'm out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Good take, right? So that's just going to add on to the oil crisis. And guess what? Also, they need oil for. They need oil for war, right? Come on, man. Oil got to be high to fight these wars, bro. They cannot move shit without oil, right? Machinery, all this shit needs biofuel. That's why we in this oil situation. If they got to fight a war, oil got to be sky high, right? So yeah, man. Let me see. Breaking news. And again, I keep going over this. U.S. Marines are filing emergency consensuous objector claims in effort to avoid deployment in the ongoing war against Iran. So, and I don't know if this is propaganda, but hey, I'm sure some people are trying to get out the situation, just like they raised the fucking enrollment enlistment to 42. I'm not trying to go to fucking war. Y'all caught me too late. Marines on reserve. So we're not even talking about the Marines that are active right now. Marines on reserve in America are being told to prepare for combat. Prepare your family. Our nation expects a disciplined, capable force ready to for immediate action. So even the reserve, they calling up the reserve. Y'all know the fucking draft is coming, bro. I'm not going to that shit. Fuck them. All right. Nobody told y'all to get into this. Again, 3,500 U.S. Marine troops landed in the Middle East, and the tempo is rising fast. That's what I'm saying. The tempo of the markets are reacting fast, right? The tempos of the market reacting fast. Dusty, someone was saying they're going to use the oil in Karg Island for USA. Yeah, I've heard that as well. The Karg Island, right? That's a key strategic island off the coast of Iran that's like has a lot of oil. That's where they ship the oil from. So they got to go in and get that. But they got to do it by sea. Man, pray for these Marines, bro. Pray for them. Pray for all sides, bro. We ain't got to be doing all this, man. We can just, whatever. But yeah, they're getting ready. They're combat ready. This is some footage, right? Let's look at some footage. I don't want to play that song. Let me play that because I've been getting struck lately. So let me mute that. But yeah, you can see the footage over there. They're over there. All in the Gulf over there in the Middle East, and they're doing training, getting ready, right? Staying war ready. Look at the laser. I think no, that's not the laser cannon. Those laser cannons are amazing. Look at them giving each other supplies, right? It's an illusion. You said you ain't going nowhere, bro. Man, I hope not. Get the younger generation, bro. Get the 18 to 24. They really young, bro. I'm almost out the game, right? I'm almost out the game. Well, they raised it. They raised the limit to like 40 something. I would have been out the game, but they raised it. They raised it. But yeah, that's them over there training, ready for combat, right? Again, more headline. This is all I've been seeing. I don't know what y'all timeline been saying. I know I click on this shit and the algorithm got it going on my timeline, but this shit is all over the place. And if you ain't seeing this, I don't know what you Stop looking at the porn, goddamn. Stop looking at the porn on X, because you know X get crazy. But if you ain't seeing this shit, you know you need to start, you know, switch your algorithm up. 1 second, let me play this.
Option 1 just arrived. You just mentioned it, Joey. The USS Tripoli, now in the Arabian Sea. In addition to the nearly 2,000 Marines on board, there's a formidable aviation component as well, including F-35 stealth fighter jets. Joey's loving these photos. Super Stallions, Vipers, AH-1 gunships. President Trump's former CIA director and Secretary of State thinks you need these Marines to help with the talks with Iran.
You do move it there for a purpose of leverage and negotiation. Mr. Witkoff's position is much stronger when there's a bunch of Marines sitting on your doorstep. We're not there yet. This is not time to pull back. They still have systems. You can see they're still able to fire rockets, missiles.
Now, one thing the air campaign will be without in the next few days is a second aircraft carrier, as the USS Gerald R. Ford is now off the coast of Croatia, getting repairs and a much-needed port call after being at sea for since June. But her relief is the USS George H.W. Bush, which is getting ready to set sail any day now from Norfolk. Joey?
Lucas, fair.
So yeah, that's the update from the mainstream media, right? That's the update from the mainstream media. So my whole thing is, you know, do we see a global market collapse? I think y'all know what's coming, bro. Y'all know this shit is coming. They're setting the stage. Look, breaking news, right? Massive protests in New York demand that Trump leaves immediately, right? And can y'all confirm to me? Cause I've been out. I didn't really catch into the news until like later this evening. But could somebody confirm it is real? You know, cause sometimes I don't know what I'm looking at. Are they protesting nationwide? Is this a real thing? Right? Millions. Is this a real thing in New York? Because it's not just in New York. It's like nationwide, right? From what I'm seeing. A whole lot of protesting. Can anybody confirm this to me? Is it real? 1 second. 1 second. Dusty, you said those ain't just any Marines neither. That's an infantry recon military, highly lethal and effective. I get it, man. I get it. But Dusty, let me tell you, bro, we in the age of drone warfare. I'm not saying motherfuckers ain't lethal and fucking super soldiers and shit. But bro, we live in the age, this new age that we living in, bro. They can be in a bunker somewhere flying drones, a swarm, right? What we gonna do? And I don't know if you've seen the swarms, right? But they can launch swarms of drones. Unless we ain't got nothing to counter that shit. I mean, it's a lot of technology being deployed on these battlefields. And it's changing the way people are fighting wars. Just go look at the Ukraine-Russia war. That shit is insane that's going on in Ukraine and Russia. I be keeping up with it, but it's insane, right? AWB. They were protesting out there in H-Town. Okay, so this is a real thing. I think they're protesting everywhere, but this was New York City, right? Millions of people, I ain't gonna say millions, but whatever. Thousands of people nationwide are protesting. Just in Saudi Arabia, east-west pipeline that bypasses the Strait of Hormuz is running at maximum capacity. 7 million barrels a day. So, hey, why not? Why isn't this giving pressure? Now, I don't know if this is real, but why isn't this giving pressure and the ships just go to the Red Sea and not the Strait of Hormuz? Go to the Red Sea, get the oil, and then we can play game, we can free up the world. This is what I seen earlier. OpenAI, right? OpenAI researchers quits. Says company is hiding AI's dark truth and warning of a serious risk to society, right? They lying to us about this AI, bro. And then they already got the robotics and shit. They coming online. Yeah, man. Yeah. Washington, D.C. They out there protesting in D.C., right? Inflatable Trump. You know what I'm saying? They got the Trump Simpson character, right? So is it that bad? Or is this the Democratic Party, or is this George Soros? Who is it? Who is it? Is this Soros, or is this the Democratic Party? I don't know. They protesting nationwide. Let's see what this is.
People do not support the war in Iran. Doesn't support me. Majority of the American people do not support the war in Iran. An overwhelming majority of the American people do not support
Israel.
This guy doesn't support me doing an interview.
Okay.
Hey, protests are full of surprises, but here's the bottom line.
Hello.
Doesn't support me.
So yeah, man, I guess it's getting realer out there. But look at the timing of this stuff, though. Look at the timing of this stuff, right? It's all happening right before we go into April, right? And the markets are an early indicator of all of this shit. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. It's already baked into the markets. They can't hide it from you if you just freaking tap in with what I'll be showing y'all on my channel and trying to discuss to y'all. I'm trying to unpull the veil to y'all that, hey, none of this shit is random. They sneak it into the markets, and everything is a reaction after the markets because they all about making money. Even this war is about money, right? Even fighting any war is about money. Everything comes back down to the money. So follow the money, and that's what I'll be showing y'all. That's what I'll be showing y'all. Look, breaking news, Yemen has officially joined the war. So they even saying Yemen is getting active over there. So Yemen ready to go. The whole entire Middle East is ready to go. The U.S. Marine Corps just told the reserve, I went over that, doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants, the people, the weekend warriors, right? The people that go to work a 9-to-5 regular job, but they a reserve. So when they get called up, you got to stop what you're doing. And guess what? You about to get deployed to Iran. Readiness will be assumed, not questioned. Damn. Right? So y'all military people, y'all know what that means, right? Getting ready, right? Shout out to y'all. So here it is: Minnesota, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Chicago, New York, San Diego, Boston. We got reports in Houston and other cities, right? So no Kings protests. Who is that funded by? Who is that funded by? So that's enough. Man, what's going on with Tiger Woods, right? What's going on with Tiger Woods, y'all? I seen that shit over the weekend. What's really going on with my guy Tiger? What losing 3 trades, right? You know, losing 3 trades in the market. Y'all know, hey, y'all in the Discord, when y'all put live money in the market. Look, when you first put live money into the market and you think you think you're gonna get in there and be surgical, and you lose about 3 trades in a row. I don't know if y'all know that feeling. Y'all might have never traded before, right? But if you traded before and you go in there, and it happens to everybody. It's just a learning curve. You got to learn, right? It's a learning experience. But you go in there and lose 3 trades in a row. This is the face that you're going to have, right? This is the face that you're going to be looking like. Especially if you go in there over leveraged. Matter of fact, some of y'all in crypto feel like this right now because y'all should have sold some at the top of XRP. When it went up there, made 330 something, if y'all hold XRP, and y'all didn't pull profits, at least 25 something, pay yourself something, and you watched all that shit come back down, right? Some of y'all bought at those high all-time high levels. Some of y'all was dollar cost averaging, buying at $3, buying at $1, buying at 50 cents. So when that market came down, this is the look. You can't tell me y'all didn't have this look right here. Like, what the fuck did I just do? My life is over, right? What am I going to tell my wife? You cannot tell me this ain't the you can't tell me this ain't the face that y'all have, bro. You cannot tell me, or just anything financial that'll hurt you. This is the look that you're gonna have, right? I need to make this into a thumbnail, right? I need to make this into a thumbnail. AWB live money hits different. TZ, you said Iran can block the Red Sea at the in Yemen. Okay. Dusty, only trade small live accounts, still learning. Jagger Mango, I think the world needs to eat a shitload of magic mushrooms. Okay, man, we got the magic mushroom community coming. Shout out to you, Jagger. Shout out to you, bro. Maybe so, bro. You might be right, bro. You might be right about that. We need to chill, right? We need to chill. Breaking news: U.S. intelligence experts assess an attack on Taiwan before 2027 is unlikely, but warn wider global conflicts could influence Xi Jinping. That's why I say Xi Jinping to act in the medium term. So China just kind of sitting back. I feel like China ain't got to do nothing, man. But as soon as they attack Taiwan, everything is going to transition from Iran to China, and God help us at that point. Again, Brent crude oil surges over $110, up 6%, right? That's Brent crude oil. I already went over how much this war is costing, over $33 billion. This is some bullshit. I don't think this is real, but I saved it anyway. They're pretty much claiming they captured U.S. Delta Force, right? Iran, but I don't believe that. what game is this? Me and the boys in 2 to 3 months, right? So for me, my people that are 42 and younger, my people that's 42 and younger, this is how we gonna be in the next 2 to 3 months. Politicians, if politicians keep acting up, right, we gonna be like we link up for Call of Duty nights, right? This is how we gonna be, right? But it is what it is. What else? Let me see. What else? I'm gonna get to the charts here in a minute. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Appreciate it, Jager. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Just trying to catch up. What did it say? The situation in war in Iran is starting to get a bit intense. The international energy agencies are calling for the worst energy crisis in modern history. Let's check this out.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you, but there's a lot going on right now that is not making it to the news. This right here is in Australia.
So Sienna and I have just come to Coles to literally get popcorn, and look, there's nothing. Look at the shelves here in Darwin. What the?
Right now, everybody's focused in on this war that's happening with Iran and how they blocked the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil and gas is supposed to be flowing through, but it's not at the moment. This is causing some really big problems. People in India are fighting over gas. Australia's energy minister has said that they have about 38 days of gas and 30 days of diesel left in their reserves. The Philippines declared a state of energy emergency, and the International Energy Agency is saying this is the worst energy crisis in modern history. But that's not the full story. What people haven't been talking about is the fact that 30% of the world's seaborne fertilizer trade also passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Prices for that primary fertilizer called urea is already up 30%, and you better believe that's going to show up in your food prices. And unlike with oil, there's no international reserves of fertilizer that can just be released to relieve some of the pressure. Right now, the United Nations World Food Program is saying that around 45 million additional people could be pushed into acute hunger due to rising food and fuel costs and supply chain disruptions. And for all my Westerners who think that this isn't going to affect you, listen up. All of this is happening right at the beginning of the planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. Farmers are having to make tough decisions about what exactly they're going to do. Are they going to buy fertilizer or just sit this season out? How much fertilizer are they going to buy? What crops are they going to plant? And for some, this might completely put them out of business, right as the farming industry in the United States continues to consolidate into fewer and fewer hands. Another thing that's finally starting to make it to the news is that there's a wildfire in Nebraska that's already burned over 800,000 acres of land. And this is devastated grazing land for an estimated 40,000 plus cows, which means ranchers are also going to be under a lot of pressure to figure out how they're going to feed these cows. Jeffrey Snyder, the founder of Eurodollar University and a popular analyst here on Twitter, pointed out that we also need to think about the fact that the biggest concern doesn't have to show up in food and gas prices. History tells us that this spike in the price of oil might actually come at the cost of your job. We know that the economy in the U.S. already isn't in the best spot, so any extra pressure, businesses might just start cutting workers as they're also raising prices. Look, I don't want you to be scared. I just want you to be prepared. The major signal for me is whether or not the Strait of Hormuz opens back up and these ships start flowing in this region again. Not what these world leaders are talking about. All they're doing is yapping, trying to manage reputation, and also manipulating financial markets so they can make money. Once the Strait of Hormuz opens back up, all of this is going to be mitigated. But until then, like I said, don't be scared, be prepared. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe to stay up to date as the situation develops, and I'll see you soon.
All right, appreciate that update. I appreciate his insight. So much to cover, but I must transition over here to the markets. Make sure if you just joined, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm just tying in global events with the financial markets. That's what I'm doing because we all know the markets ain't random. All right, let's come over to the equities, which is the stock market. Let's come over to the S&P 500. Excuse me. S&P 500, right? Every day is damn near been $1 trillion being wiped out of the market. $5 trillion have been wiped out of the stock market in the past month, and it's 30 days, right? So right here is the S&P 500. Look at the monthly time frame. You can see it pulling down. For y'all in the Discord, you already seen, well, this is the S&P, but the same thing happened, right? Let me go down to the weekly. Weekly time frame. Let's zoom in. We hitting certain targets. Did we take out these lows? No, we didn't take out these lows. But if I come over here, let me look at the NASDAQ right quick. NASDAQ. I don't know what's going on. This is not the futures contract. This is just the overall index. So on that futures contract, it looks a little bit different. But okay, we just looking at it on the continuous contract. Let me come back over to the S&P. The S&P 500 is drawing down lower. So we only got 2 days left in the month. I'm gonna go ahead and just say we're gonna cross over to April. And then come April, right, I got a target that I want to see it draw down to, the S&P. What is this in the chat? What do y'all see right here on the screen? What is this? What kind of inefficiency is that? Right, that's a type of inefficiency. I'm going to draw that out. That's where I want to see price go. That's my level, my next target that price can draw to. It's a, what do we call that? I can see price drawing down to here, right, on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame as well, this is a continuous contract. We got a swing low right here up to this swing high right there. That is currently, well, it's obvious what the range is. Yes, AWB, that's a busy, but it's obvious what the range is, right? Are we in a premium or a discount in the range? We have, like, we've been in price discovery, and as long as we're in price discovery, we can't determine, you know, we can't kind of really tell how far they want to push it, but they've been pushing it up for several years now. So the stock market is overextended. That's why you see so much money pulling from it, because they artificially inflated it. Yes, it's in a premium. They artificially inflated the stock market, right, by just pumping capital into it, pumping it up. So when you start seeing trillions of dollars coming out in one day, right, a day, there's over $1 trillion that's being wiped out of the market, billions. Well, all that capital that they inflated this market with is being pulled down. Let me show you that illustration again on my X. If I show you an illustration on what the market actually is, right? Let me come over here. Let's come back up. There was a house right here. So when I show you this over my X, when it says stock market in the economy, right? Well, the stock market looks good on the outside. It's like, damn, that's a nice house, right? But on the inside, it's dilapidated. It's nothing there, right? There's nothing supporting this house. Right? All you see is the front end or the front side of the house. Well, the same thing with the stock market, right? As they drive it up, they didn't offer no selling in here for years. So they overinflated. They had the house looking good, but behind the front door, which is sell side liquidity, which is there's a ton of sell side liquidity below the market. There are pending orders below the market, right? So my next target at premium, we want to be short sellers at premium. My next target for the S&P is to come down into this BISI, right? Now I want to see if, do we trade down here and do we reject it? But do we trade down here and find support in here? I'm already knowing some type of global event, some type of war news is going to bring these markets down, right? It's going to bring it down. Some type of anything could set this market off. It could be cyber attack. It could be anything to bring this market down. So expect it. You don't know what to expect, but expect something. And if it comes down, I want to see, does it trade through this, right? I want to see if it actually trades through this BISI. And if it does, it's going to invert it. It's going to become an inversion fair value gap. And then if it does that, oh, God help the economy, right? Help society. If we trade through this inversion, you already know we're going to come down to discount side of the dealing range on the monthly. We're going to come down to discount. If we come down to discount, where here goes the BISI right here. But what if we trade through that as well? I'm just throwing, I'm forecasting and giving hypothetical situations because I'm going to be prepared for all situations. What if we trade through that right there on a monthly? After that, we got this wick to work with. And if we blow past this wick, you got sell side, and all hell gonna break loose if we come down this far, right? All hell is gonna break loose. We haven't seen the stock market have a cool down in years. It's due for one. And if we go into World War III situation, you better believe we're probably gonna come for this low down here. And it can happen fast, right? We can have the entire year where we just sell off, right? And by the end of the year, we could be down here on the discount side of the range. Remember I said that because I'm gonna clip it up if it happens, right? I'm gonna clip it up and just let y'all know. We can be down here, if not faster. I'm gonna give it a year's time frame where we're down here trading. Potentially, not guaranteed. I'm just saying we could be down here. Or if shit really escalate, we could start seeing large candles that we haven't seen. Let me find an example. Like this scenario right here, right? We haven't seen this since like 2008, right? Where we have multiple months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About, and you can add these up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 months right here. 9 months of straight bearish price action, just like that, right? We haven't seen that in this stock market in a very long time. And I'm talking about 9 months. Look how the market sells off. And when it sells off, right, it doesn't just go to any random level. It goes down here to grab the freaking liquidity that they leave behind in the market, right? Boom. You think that's random? Because I don't think that's random. They grab the liquidity. They go on a 9-month sell-off. And then they accumulate that discount and then they send it back up higher, right? And that's what they did back then. Now, here we are. You can see since the pandemic years, if we start way back here in 2020, let me show you. If we start way back here in 2020 and we just draw this trend line from 2020 up to this high right here. Well, shit, that's 6 years, even though we got these small little retracements in here. But if you look at it from a multi-year perspective, that's 6 years of straight up bullish price action. We haven't had 9 months of bearish price action since 2008. And this one could be the big one, right? This could be the one that they talked about in history books. Like, it's going to happen again. You know, the economy is going to burst. Let that World War III pop off. This is what's going to happen. This market is going to come down. It's probably want to come for these lows down here. Now, we thinking long term, but if something escalate, like cyber attack, something major, this shit is coming down. It's going to be one of the greatest sell-offs in mankind. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, right? I'm just forecasting with all the news and the situation going on. If it comes down, it's going to be one of the greatest sell-offs in mankind. And they're going to be people that become billionaires and trillionaires shorting this down. You're going to hear the stories. You're going to hear the stories. Make sure y'all smash that like button, yo. Subscribe. If you ain't subscribing, I got so many people passing through ain't subscribing. Subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do. Subscribe, hit the button, and you're going to appreciate the content that I'm providing, right? You're going to appreciate it because I am giving you value. Don't just come through and like, and you know, pass through. Subscribe. It's not too many channels like mine that's going to give you real value for free by teaching you how to read these charts. That's all I ask. But yeah, we at a premium. This is long term, right? So I'm not even thinking about that right now. The right now for me is this level right here. But every day that passes, you seeing $1 trillion wiped out one day, 500 billion the next day. So you're seeing how money is leaving this market real rapid, and people's 401ks are going down. People's Roth, people's investment accounts. It's all across the board, right? And that's the S&P 500. Same thing in the NASDAQ. Go out to the weekly. The monthly. Same thing in the NASDAQ right here. BISI. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right here. I want to see the same thing. I want to see the same thing in the market right there. Boom. Just like that. So that's my target for the NASDAQ. It has a little bit more room to work with. So it's going to be way more. If this NASDAQ comes down, it's definitely going to be way more. So, and then we look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, similar. Go out to the monthly. On the monthly time frame, you can see it coming down. My level for the Dow Jones would be this BISI right here and the sell side liquidity right there. So all 3 of those indexes, I can see it coming down, right? Let me look at the gold. Wait. Gold market, same thing, bro. I think gold can come down. I really think gold can come down to this is silver, my bad. This is silver. I can see silver coming down to $60. Right? I can see it coming under 60. Hopefully it comes under 45. And in gold, I can see gold potentially coming down to 4,100, right? I can see gold coming down to 4,100. Copper coming down right now, trading into a monthly BISI copper. right? So copper is kind of at a discount right now at $5.48. You might want to buy you some copper. I think copper is going to be very valuable in the upcoming years, right? I think copper is going to fly off the charts. Let's go look at crypto. Let me pull up this. Again, XRP trading at 133. Oh, it's coming down. Oh shit, y'all. That's how I know next week something's gonna happen. XRP starting to show weakness. We got Bitcoin at 66,000. I got a $48,000 level for Bitcoin, so y'all be on the watch out for that. 16 cent XLM. Ethereum went on under $2,000. The markers are showing weakness. I'm just looking at it from a higher time frame. I'm gonna have to get in there this evening and kind of look at it. Here it is. Crypto might get that sell-off going into Sunday. Ethereum, $1,998. It went under $2,000 after creating a high just August of last year, almost $5,000. Almost not even a year later, $1,900, right? Under $2,000. XDC trading at 3 pennies. Hedera Hashgraph 8 pennies. A lot of good discounts. If you probably better off just doing something else. Like your savings account can yield more than some of these assets right now. But I still believe in them. I still believe in all the technology. But what they're showing me right now is they're gonna get positioned. When they get positioned, they're gonna be able to do it quickly, right? Whenever smart money is able to flow into the market, they can do it so quick that you won't even believe it. So it's a funny game. They can drop this market down and it doesn't, they can, whenever they're ready to buy it up, they're going to be ready to go with their billions and trillions of dollars. And it might catch retail off guard. But right now, this is XRP right now, right? It's coming down. And I keep telling y'all, bro, these lows down here, these sell side liquidity lows right here, they're very interesting, right? Very interesting. If it comes down there, 29 cent XRP. I've been talking about this for months. I'm not putting fear out there. This is just what I'm seeing. They got a lot of stage orders down here. Look how they do that market maker buy model, turn around market maker sell model. And as it's retracing down, make sure y'all smash that like button, y'all. As it's starting to come down, it's already in the sell model. Looking at the weekly, right? Looking at this weekly. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can get a little bit more detail. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? What is this candle right here? What do we call that? I'm gonna highlight it for you to assist you, right? It's up to you to know, to identify it. So what is that right there? We barely trade into it. One thing that tell me this is very bearish is when we don't even want to come up to the upper half. Like we don't even want to trade to the midpoint. We don't want to trade to the midpoint of XRP, right? We don't even go up to the mid freaking point. We just pierce the lower tier, the lower side of the SIBI, and then we sell off, right? And then we sell off, we consolidate, trade back up into this wick right here, right? Trade to the midpoint of that wick, we sell off. Now here we are, Saturday night, 9:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all in the chat, y'all seen this too many times. Y'all in my Discord, y'all been seeing this all over and over again. Look at it starting to roll over, right? You want to kind of highlight this wick right here, which I don't think this wick is going to want to support it, right? You want to highlight that wick right there. And it can react at some of these levels inside this wick, but trade up into it, or we trading down into it, and now I'm watching for weakness. And for me, let's go down to the daily. To me, it's on its way to rolling over, selling off, and it's, to me, it's going to want to come down and take out sell side liquidity right here, right? To me, it's going to want to come down here and take out sell side liquidity. If it gets down there, you're going to see $1.11 XRP again. Right there. That's too clean, right? That's too clean and too obvious. Sell side liquidity right there. Got this low right here. But if we take out that low, I'm going to want to see this low taken out as well. That's XRP for y'all. Right? $1.11, my next target. I know y'all don't want to hear that shit, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Be a man about it. Be a man about it. Just own up to like, damn, I should have took profit, right? You get one life, bro. It ain't, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if it starts coming lower, be a man about it. Stick your chest out. Stick your chest out, right? Don't be bird chested. Bitcoin showing the same kind of weakness. This is a monthly time frame. Let me go down to the weekly. Same fucking pattern, right? Same pattern. this is why I say, like, if y'all don't tap in with me, I don't know what to tell y'all. But look, same pattern as XRP. It creates a SIBI on the weekly, right there. But only difference is Bitcoin filled the SIBI, right? It filled it in completely, and it didn't close on the upper half of it, so it's showing weakness. Fills it in. Weekly time frame Bitcoin. Let's go back to XRP, right? Come back to XRP. Go to the weekly. Same shit, right? These markets have a rhythm and a repeating pattern to them, right? It is the matrix, like I try to explain to y'all. Repeating pattern to this. Trades up into the SIBI, trying to come down. That's XRP. And then Bitcoin, same rhyming pattern. Same rhyming pattern, trying to come down. So that's XRP. Bitcoin. My next target for Bitcoin is this low right here, February the 2nd. And then I want to see it come down to this low right here, which would be my 48,000, 49,000 target for Bitcoin right there. That's a low resistance liquidity run right there. So y'all get ready. That's a low resistance liquidity run for Bitcoin. So what y'all think of it? My crypto people, y'all still around? Y'all still holding on? Y'all still looking to buy? Y'all sketched out? How y'all feeling? Let me know in the chat. Went over most of the major markets. I'm not gonna cover everything in crypto, but that's just a quick little update on the markets. I didn't give y'all any intraday. I don't have the capacity for that right now at this moment to show y'all those intraday concepts. Matter of fact, let me do this right quick. Let's go down to the 15 minute for XRP. Let me draw this trend line right here. I'm gonna go to 12 o'clock midnight. Saturday, 12 o'clock midnight. One second, let me find it right. Boom, right there. So that right there started Saturday, right? Saturday, March the 28th. We consolidate, we rally up. Looks like we traded in a clear range, right? We traded into an obvious range. Look over here to the left, we got a SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency right there. Drag it over to the right. Boom, fill it. Also, we trade up. This was the AM session. Then we go into lunch session. Trade up. We take out buy side liquidity right here. So we take out the AM session high from this morning, today, Saturday. Take that high out, right? Buy side liquidity. Smart money offload their longs. They accumulate shorts and then they disperse it lower. They send it lower. As they send it lower, they're aiming for minor liquidity. Look over to the left. Sell side liquidity, right? They hit it. Actually kind of trade through it. It retraces. When it retraces, it trades into this SIBI right here. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Right here. SIBI. Boom. You can't make that up. Now this is a language that we speak in. SIBI. And look how it trades into the SIBI. It doesn't want to fill the upper portion of it. It's staying in the lower tier of it. So that means to me that's very bearish. It's showing weakness. And as we trade up into it, we can find a little dealing range. Let's drop down to a 5 minute. 5 minute dealing range. My 5 minute dealing range would be this right here. This swing high from right here down to these swing lows in here. And you can see if it's very bearish, it's not even going to want to get to the premium side of this. So right now it's just consolidating, but I do see it kind of slipping lower and wanting to come. You see these lows in here? There's sell side liquidity over here to the left. I could see it wanting to come over here and take out the sell side of the market just like that for a liquidity draw. And if it comes down to that level, you got $1.31 XRP, and then we're probably going to keep going. What you have to do is you got to zoom out, go higher, right? That's $1.31. Go out to the daily. Got to zoom all the way out. And if we start selling off, once we blow through $1.31, we're coming down to $1.11. So just get it in your mind. The rally, you say you feeling kind of numb. Yeah, man. Get you some adrenaline going, bro. The rally, you're gonna have to get you some adrenaline. You know, come over here, put you a little money in the trade in the futures account, right? Put you a little money in the futures account. Get you a little sample, right? Like what's his name? The golf guy. Get right here, right? Get you a little sample like Tiger Woods, right? This is what's gonna happen, right? You know, you're a little numb, and you probably got this look right here on your face. But what's gonna get you going is open you an account, right? Get you a little trading account going and put some real money in it. But you might hit you right quick. You might end up like this, but then eventually, you know, you'll get used to it, right? Crypto expressions, right? Crypto expressions. That's how you feeling right here, right? You gotta lose your mind in this a little bit. You gonna lose your mind. But nah, man. A lot of people feeling numb. Right? So let me finish out the news, and I'm not gonna keep y'all all night. I know y'all got wives and girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to spend time with y'all family. So I'm not gonna hold y'all all night. Let's see. What else can I go over? So that's pretty much the markets for the most part. I give you my rundown. I give you my forecast, what I see in the markets. Look at this shit right here. They saying Adolf Hitler. I am Adolf Hitler, 128-year-old Argentinian man claims he lived in hiding for 70 years. Y'all tell me in the chat, is this Hitler? Could that possibly be Hitler, right? I don't believe 100 and how much? 128? Nah, bro. He might be a little delusional. He might have been a German, but he ain't Hitler. Y'all think that's Hitler, bro? I don't think that's Hitler. I think Hitler's dead, right? I think he gone. Or is he? Excuse me. But yeah, man, a lot of shit going on. Y'all keep your head on the swivel. Who's sleepy now, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Look at this right here. Sleepy Joe putting Donald Trump in the headlock. That's crazy, bro. Times is getting crazy. I'm just scrolling through the news cycle. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute. Let me see. Let's see this.
Ground war with the United States. This is huge breaking news coming in. Over 1 million Iranian fighters have been prepared for a possible ground war with the United States. Reports suggest over 1 million fighters linked to Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and allied groups are prepared for a potential confrontation with the United States. And the Iranian troops have been ordered to take American soldiers hostage if they attempt to conduct ground operations. According to strategic doctrine, Iranian forces could prioritize capturing enemy soldiers instead of direct elimination. Hostage taking isn't just tactical, it's psychological warfare designed to shift global pressure and control the narrative. And the main thing is Iran is the place where Palestinian, Lebanese, Iraqi, and Yemeni fighters have mastered ground combat at a highly professional level. These fighters have gained real combat experience in different wars, urban battles, guerrilla tactics, and irregular fighting styles, often with support, training, or coordination linked to Iran's network. We're about to face a true master of ground warfare. This wouldn't be a short conflict, it would be a long, grinding test of strategy, patience, and survival, where every move matters and every mistake costs. Make sure to follow for latest updates.
And I agree with that. I agree. It is going to be long and drawn out, right? Long and drawn out. Check it out. Investing in 2026. Investing in 2026. That's how it is. That's how it is investing in 2026. I might get flagged for that, y'all. So I don't give a damn. I might get flagged for it, but it is what it is because it had music in it. Let's listen to this guy right here, man. The famous guy, the famous $1. Invest $1 in Bitcoin, right? You know he's super famous. If you would have invested $1 in Bitcoin 10 years ago, you'll be fucking, or a little longer than that, you will be fucking doing well. This is that guy. Let's see what he has to say. I'm very interested in this guy because he has an interesting mind. So let's see what he has to say.
We're choosing XRP and Stellar. No, not really. Because, you know, when you're running a scam, you choose scam coins. Such as XRP, right? It is effectively the Federal Reserve 2.0. Yes, they have rules, of course, just like the Fed has rules. But They're designed so you can be broken. That's how they work. So, whether you believe that or not, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because most of y'all, I've just found out that most of y'all can't figure out, like one of my tweets, right? I said that only 33% of the population will understand a specific particular tweet. Like, oh, and the tweet was like this. Did you know if you spent $10 million every day from the day that Jesus Christ was born till today, that would be just under $8 trillion spent. Now think about that, right? $10 million, right? And so when you think about it, right? And they compare that to the U.S. government's debt at $40 trillion, right? You're not seeing how unsustainable this is. If you go, so? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. So it shows that, you're easily fooled with some sort of scam coin, right? That was, printed up ahead of time and then handed out to their friends and then used to hand out to the government to say, hey, you're gonna help me out now, right? Don't worry, the rules can change. People don't know that because they don't read the white paper. We can do whatever we want. We're just going to push this, and then you help us out. We'll go on the news, and then we look good, and then you make more money because people will buy. And it works every time, right? But what they're not telling you is that, well, yeah, they're going to do that, but also at the same time, buy some Bitcoin, a whole lot of it, and tell you not to buy it, tell you to buy XRP so they can scam you on that. That's what they're not telling you. Right?
So my crypto people, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? For my crypto people, what's y'all opinion? What y'all opinion on that? What if everything is a scam? What if Bitcoin was a scam? What if XRP was a scam? And they don't need retail for none of this shit and still use digital currencies and enslave everybody? What if it all was a scam? Right? What if it was all a scam? What if they don't need none of this shit? What if they don't need us to invest in this shit to make us enslave humanity? They don't have to do that. They already got humanity enslaved with the current system. So that's just it's a tribalism gang. Crypto community is a tribalism thing, and people are unaware because if I could see a 48,000 Bitcoin, if I could see a 29-cent XRP, isn't everybody pretty much losing, right? Until they want to just buy it up again, until the institutions want to buy it back, send it up, just keep playing games with all the markets because it's just not crypto. It's all the markets. It's every market. It's the treasuries. It's the currencies. It's the stocks. It's the equities. It's the derivative. It's every market, right? All of these markets are being manipulated because guess what? You in the matrix. You in the matrix. AWB, humans was the test case for crypto and AI and robotics are the real end clients. Yep, AWB, I agree with you. Google warns, check this out. Google warns of quantum computers will break all the internet encryption by 2029. Google warns quantum computers will break all the internet encryption by 2029. Emails, bank systems, HTTPS, VPNs, Bitcoin, that would even include XRP in my honest opinion, they're all at risk. So the entire system, once these things go live, right? And they're already active. Before they actually launch them, they're trying to find other ways to like resist them. So yeah, man. Everyone right now, as the stock market and crypto market drops, everybody's gonna be eating chicken flavored ramen noodles. So yeah, man. Gas prices are ridiculous. We already know about the gas. That's pretty much gonna be it with the news for me today, right? That's gonna be it for the news. I covered pretty much all the markets. As time go by, we're gonna continue to keep you updated. I'm gonna keep you engaged with the market and let you know what's gonna happen in these financial markets. And I'm gonna stay on top of that, right? I'm always on top of the markets every day. What else we gonna do? I want to look at TikTok before I get out of here. Let me see TikTok. Anybody on TikTok? Anybody got any themes on TikTok? Let me see. I want to see these gas prices, bro, with the truck drivers. Because the truck driver, when them trucks stop rolling, that's it, right? When them truck drivers stop rolling, that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real out here in the field. But that's gonna be it for me today, y'all. I definitely appreciate y'all joining. I pretty much covered. If you just came in late, you missed something. I pretty much went over headlines, and I went over most of the major markets, and I give you my forecast on what I see coming. And if you haven't been witnessing, bro, my forecast game is on point. Like, I tell you where the market is going before it happens. And I haven't been wrong in a very long time, right? And that's just based on skill and time doing this shit. And I give you precision and real targets. Tell me if I'm lying, y'all. Tell me if y'all that follow me, and y'all been doing it too. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong or not for the new people. Are we not timing these markets before they happen? Right? Because I tell y'all the markets aren't random. They're algorithmic. They can be predicted. So timing these markets are not random. We've been forecasting these markets daily. Sanita Bella, what's up? Are you holding crypto? Yes, Sanita Bella, I do hold crypto. I'm not anti-crypto. So if you came in and you think I'm bashing crypto, no, I'm not anti-crypto. Definitely hold crypto. Hold crypto, but I'm a day trader first, right? I'm a trader first, not just a day trader. I'm a trader, and I have a skill set. I have multiple skills. Just go look at my channel, go to my shorts, go to whatever you want to look at on my channel. I demonstrate, go to my X too. Y'all tap into the X, but I show you different skills and abilities that I can do in these markets, to where as I develop them skills over time, if you at where I'm at in this journey, like as far as an analyst and reading as a trader, you start to realize long-term investing might not be for me, right? Like, long-term investing, like traditional investing, that might not be for somebody like me right now, because I have the ability to go into the market and do some crazy things, right? Some things that we should not be knowing. And that just it takes time and years to kind of develop that mindset and that skill set. So, like everybody, we should have took profits in XRP when it went up to all-time high. And I sat there and said that to myself when I had, I had a nice amount up there, right? We was in the $3 range. And if I would have took profit, some profit, not all profit, if I took some profit, I could have set up something real nice, right? But I chose, because that was the only thing that I was like, hey, I'm gonna stick this one out. XRP is the only thing I long-term invested in. Everything else, I don't give a damn about none of this shit. None of this shit is real. But what is real is putting money into certain things and flipping it, right? Compounding your money. That's real as hell, right? So that's something I can control. So I'm not married to none of this shit long term. Not no more, I'm not. Because I got the ability to go into the market. Let me just show you. Appreciate it, Shep. You're not wrong. Let me just show y'all. For y'all that are new to my channel, y'all don't understand what the hell I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not bragging. I'm just confident. And I'm just trying to educate and break that barrier. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is fucking, Matter of fact, let me just come to my X, right? Y'all seen it before. I'm not going to play everything. Let's come to X. Let me go to my channel. I haven't posted nothing this week because I didn't have time this week to record anything. But if you come to my channel, right, let me go to my last video, right? $13,000 in the NASDAQ in a day, right? So why would I long-term invest if I got the ability to go generate $13,000 in a day, right? Skill set. That's all pure skill set, right? And it's subjective. It could be anything. It could be $100. If you got the ability to go generate $100 in a day, that's a blessing. That's something you need to realize. Like, damn, I can do this consistently over and over again. So why not do it? But then that skill set that eventually grows to $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day, $10,000 a day. And when you really get up there in equity, you can go do whatever you want in these markets. It's based on skill, right? It's based on skill. So whenever you start to build your equity up, and let's say you got $100,000. Wait, what's going on? I hear music. Okay. Let's say you got $100,000 and you're able to have $10,000 days, right? Let's say you build up $100,000 in your account and you're able to go have $10,000 days. Well, your life is going to look real different if you're somebody who can have not even a day. Let's say you make $10,000 a week. Your life is going to look real different compared to somebody who, is long-term investing, working their 9 to 5, right? Working the 9 to 5 work route and investing long-term. Well, when you're able to start generating, and there's nothing wrong with 9 to 5. I encourage everybody that's going to try to get into this, work your 9 to 5 and use your 9 to 5 as leverage. It's a blessing to have a job right now. So I'm not one of those quit your job people, right? No, use your job as leverage to get to where you want to be, whatever that is. It don't have to be trading. If you got a side hustle, side business, use your job as leverage to get to where you want to go in life. That's a blessing to have a job. So one blessing is to learn this skill set right here, work your job and pivot into this right here, right? Pivot into this. So if I'm not, yes, I'm in crypto, but long term, yeah, I think it's going to do well, but I can do better than having to wait years and years for something to appreciate in price, right? I could take that money right now and I could put it to work right now. Every day. The market right now is open 5 days a week in the futures market, and eventually it's gonna be 7 days a week. And having a day where you can make 2,500 3 times a week, you doing some damage, right? And they say you're able to do 40, 50, 60% returns per month. Then you're not average no more. You don't have to even think about long-term investing. So I know that's probably kind of hard for somebody because traditional finance has taught y'all to invest long-term, but when you learn this right here, long-term investing goes out the window. You develop the skill set to generate income or profits or returns right now. So, and this is something that ain't gonna go away unless we have a cyber attack or something like that. This ain't going away. They're gonna always have these financial markets up as long as we have connection to the internet, right? So these markets ain't going nowhere. But man, I appreciate y'all time. If y'all haven't subscribed, right, subscribe to my X. Here it is, X account. Subscribe to my X account. If y'all want to tap in with me on Patreon, y'all want to get a little bit more insight, a little bit more mentorship, a little bit. I got lessons too, private lessons. Y'all want to tap into that? Y'all can tap into that. I'm kind of my Patreon is a little bit under construction, so I'm kind of like cleaning it up a little bit, refining what I'm offering. So if y'all want to get into that, you got access to the Discord as well through the Patreon. If y'all want to do that, I told you my X. Y'all come over. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So I look at my analytics. So many people pass through not subscribing, but y'all watching, but y'all not subscribing. So if you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. I got a valuable content. Like right now, I got a free course on my YouTube. I've been busy lately with family and other shit, but I got a continuous course that I'm doing, and you can come over here and watch free content where I'm just pure technical analysis. I'm talking about trading concepts, and you can learn that for free. And I'm gonna continue to add on to this over time. So if y'all wanna get into this, here it is for free on my channel. Other than that, man, just subscribe to everything that I'm showing y'all. Hit that like button, share the video, and I definitely appreciate y'all joining. Y'all in the Discord, I'll catch up with y'all. Whenever I catch up with y'all, I'm always available. So I catch up with y'all when I catch up with y'all. In the meantime, I'll probably go live tomorrow, right? Depending, I want to see how the market's open, so I might go live, but let's see how the markets open up. Let's see how these conflicts play out, and I'll get back with y'all on the next one. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Spend time with y'all family. Y'all eat good. right? Eat good and treat yourself, you know, be grateful. And I'll get back with you on the next one. Appreciate it.